We live in every corner of this world. In every continent, terrain, and climate, we have adapted to live in unique and independent ways. Yet everyone born shares a vital commonality. We all need clean air, both outside and in. In the last 100 years, the creation of HVAC solutions for homes and buildings has allowed for mass population movements to some of the harshest climates in the world, giving access to clean, comfortable air, and ultimately, healthy living. It's a privilege to many, but it is not yet universal. As we look into the near future, further modernization is closing that gap. But there's a growing challenge: sustainability. From the beginning of the industrial era, we've enjoyed a new relationship to the world around us. The modern world was built brick by brick, year over year, using significant amounts of fuel, metals, and chemicals. New technologies and practices allowed millions more people to enjoy a quality of life previously unheard of. The problem is that while global development provided us with stable, modern lifestyles, this demanded more of the world's limited resources, which created new instabilities and caused the release of countless tons of greenhouse gases, trapping more energy from the sun and raising global temperatures. And it's getting worse, threatening our ability to continue that development. Population growth is now on track to reach 9.8 billion by 2050. In the next 30 to 50 years, CO2 levels are estimated to rise over 100 parts per million, while our global materials use will more than double. The increased CO2 heating up the atmosphere will be compounded as a projected 3.5 times as many buildings with heating and air conditioning will be built in the coming decades. More materials, more emissions, and more stress on our electrical grid. Between appliances, phones, laptops, and even cars, our energy infrastructure is already facing severe pressure. Without serious changes, the influx of homes and buildings attached to the grid will significantly test our energy security, in no small part because of the appliances running within them. HVAC is a vital tool to provide healthy air and interior comfort, but along with its positive effects come significant yet solvable problems. Before you even turn them on, the environmental impact of an HVAC system has started. To manufacture them, we need raw materials like steel, copper, aluminum, plastic, and even rare earth minerals. These materials are integral to many of our computer devices and the green technologies we're increasingly reliant on. But our resources are finite, and sourcing them is an inefficient and damaging process. To function, HVAC systems use HFC refrigerants, which are potent greenhouse gases that can contribute to the warming atmosphere. Furnaces, which typically heat our homes, burn hydrocarbons. The practice of heating our buildings currently accounts for 4 gigatons of annual CO2 emissions. Without change, the HVAC contribution to the climate challenge will increase, an issue which will continue to compound as the demand for them rises globally. So where do we go from here? There will be no single path forward, but many focused, simple solutions can direct us through this haze. To begin, there must be a commitment to carbon neutrality across all industries, including HVAC. We need to craft smart policy that looks at the total environmental impact of a system's life cycle. For example, if all presently used R410A refrigerant was replaced with lower GWP refrigerant R32, CO2 emissions could be reduced by up to 800 million tons CO2 equivalent. Widespread adoption of inverter heat pumps, which are 3 to 5 times more efficient than fossil fuel solutions, can provide efficient heating and cooling to the additional 2.6 billion people that will need both by 2050. Promoting electrification and grid stability. By using low-emissions electricity instead of burning fossil fuels, modern HVAC systems are able to heat and cool while reducing the strain on the power grid and lowering greenhouse gas emissions. Manufacturing smaller, more efficient systems. With projected global materials use expected to hit an annual 167 gigatons in 2060, one avenue to curb this is to use inverter-based HVAC solutions in all new homes and more so in the replacement market, which would reduce future HVAC-related materials use by half. Solutions must impact people in all socioeconomic statuses and regions of the globe. Today's emerging economies will represent 6 of the 7 largest GDPs by 2050, increasing urban populations by 60 to 70%, and adding an estimated 45 million new energy users per year. With increasing populations and an evolving economy, job creation is critical to society. Estimates put that net zero-related industries can account for $10.3 trillion of the global GDP by 2050, employing engineers, scientists, and installation technicians locally and across the globe. Through many focused efforts, we'll be able to mitigate the worst effects of global warming while meeting the demands of modernization across the globe. HVAC systems foster socioeconomic development in areas of the world where the climate would otherwise prevent, cutting premature deaths, providing clean air, and keeping us comfortable all year round. Making HVAC systems sustainable and accessible is critical to the health of individuals, economies, and future development, not just here, but all over the world. There is no doubt that the challenges before us are too many to face alone, but we are not alone. Industry and governments, advanced researchers and trained technicians, all working together to build the sustainability revolution of tomorrow. Because together, we must solve this. Together, we can solve this.